All right, let's decode this. If you've ever wondered how tech giants seem to literally read your mind, or how businesses know exactly what you're going to buy before you even do, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're uncovering the absolute truth about data analytics in this complete roadmap. But to really get it, let's just imagine a scenario for a second.
Imagine you've just launched your dream online store. And wow, 10,000 people visit your website every single day. 10,000! But at the end of the day, only 200 people actually buy something. Just think about that for a second. 10,000 visitors, but only 200 buyers? That means you are losing 9,800 customers every single day.
So the million-dollar question here is, why aren't those other 9,800 people buying? I mean, is your pricing way too high? Is your website taking, 3 extra seconds to load? Or are you just showing ads to the completely wrong audience? It's a massive business mystery. And honestly, solving this exact mystery, that's where the magic actually begins.
Which brings us to Section 1. What exactly is data analytics?
So what is it really? Look, putting all the fancy jargon aside, the definition is actually super simple. Data analytics is just the process where we take raw, totally messy data and extract meaningful insights from it, all so a business can make better, faster, and way more profitable decisions. Notice I said decisions. The ultimate goal here isn't just staring at spreadsheets all day. It's about making better business decisions.
And how do we actually get there? Well, it's a step-by-step transformation. Step 1 is raw data. That's basically just a giant mess of numbers and clicks. Step 2 is clean, where you organize all that chaos. Step 3 is analyze, where you look for hidden patterns. Step 4 is insights, those amazing aha moments. And finally, Step 5, decisions. This exact core formula is literally what turns raw numbers into actual profit.
Let's look at this formula in the real world. I mean, you've definitely seen the Amazon magic, right? You click on a phone case and suddenly the screen says, hey, customers who bought this also bought this screen protector. Guys, that's not magic. That is pure data analytics at work. They're tracking what you search, what you click, and throwing that data into their formula to predict exactly what you're going to want next.
Moving on to Section 2, Real-World Magic.
These are the real heavy hitters out there. Sales forecasting, knowing exactly how much inventory you need next month so you don't run out of stock. Fraud detection, like when a bank spots a sudden, weird 100,000 transfer at 3 a.m. and immediately freezes the account. Then there's marketing optimization, customer retention, and supply chain optimization. This stuff is literally being used in every single industry, everywhere, every single day.
So, what does an actual day in the life of a data analyst look like? Well, in the morning, you don't just jump in and start coding. You're actually in stakeholder meetings trying to understand the core business problem from the managers. Then, in the afternoon, you're using SQL or Python to extract and clean up that data. And by the evening, you're building these beautiful interactive Power BI dashboards to explain your findings right back to those same managers.
All right, let's get into Section 3, the 5-step process.
Step 1 is absolutely crucial. Define the question. Look, if you just say, hey, analyze the data, you're going to get completely lost in the numbers and waste your whole week. A real pro asks a highly specific question. Something like, is our mobile conversion rate lower than our desktop users? Asking the right laser-focused question is literally the very first step to success.
Once you have that specific question, we move to Step 2, collect data. And where does this data actually come from? Well, you've got internal sources, like your company's own CRM or app database. And then you have external sources, things like Google Trends or third-party APIs that tell you what's happening out there in the broader market.
Now for Step 3, clean data. And brace yourselves, because here is the harsh reality of this industry. Fixing missing values, getting rid of duplicates, correcting silly typos. This unglamorous stuff takes up like 70% of an analyst's time. Yes, 70%. Real-world data is incredibly messy, so you absolutely have to scrub it clean before you can even think about analyzing it.
Once that data is completely spotless, we hit Step 4, analyze. This is where you bring in techniques like descriptive stats, regression, clustering, or time series. And hey, don't let those academic terms scare you off. Simply put, these are just your everyday tools for finding the hidden patterns buried inside that clean data.
And the final piece of the puzzle, Step 5, interpret and share. You could build the most complex, genius statistical model in the world, but if you can't explain it in plain English, it's pretty much useless. You don't show code to business leaders, you show results. You say something like, hey, mobile conversion is 30% lower, which means we have a serious UI issue on the mobile checkout page. Now that is an insight they can actually take action on right away.
Section 4. Skills you actually need. To actually succeed here, you need a perfect balance. On one side, you've got hard skills. You got to know your statistics, SQL, Python, and dashboarding tools like Power BI. But look at the other side, soft skills are equally critical. We're talking communication, storytelling, and most importantly, business understanding. If you don't fundamentally get how a business makes its money, you're never going to be a truly effective data analyst.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Reality Check and Action Plan.
If you want to really stand out to employers right now, here is your rapid-fire roadmap. Number 1, pick a small, relatable project. Maybe analyze why people abandon their carts on an e-commerce site. Number 2, use SQL to extract the data and Python to clean it up. Number 3, build a really beautiful dashboard highlighting the trends. And number 4, this is the big one, write down your insights clearly. Do this and boom, your first portfolio piece is ready to go.
Because here is the ultimate reality check for this explainer. Companies are not just hiring you to write Python scripts. They're hiring you to help them make better decisions. The winning formula for a top-tier analyst is simple. It's deep business understanding plus data skills combined with excellent communication.
People love to say, data is the new oil, right? They say data is power, but honestly, that's not really true. Raw data just sitting on some server somewhere doesn't do anything. Data itself isn't power. The insight you pull from that data, the insight that tells a business exactly what to do next, that is true power. Thanks for joining me in this breakdown. Now ask yourself, do you just want to be someone who collects raw data, or do you want to be the leader who turns that data into powerful decisions? Get out there and start decoding.